the Saints just got some excellent news as rookie offensive tackle Trevor Penning had successful surgery on his turf toe and could be back as early as November. When you lose a veteran offensive lineman like Armstead, you need a stalwart that can play some left tackle, and they're hoping Penning is that guy. And for him to be back around midway through the season with a serious injury like turf toe would be a great boost to that Saints offensive line. Cardinals and safety Jalen Thompson agreed on a 3-year contract extension nearing $40 million, $24 million guaranteed. Thompson's a big part of that Cardinals secondary, along with Budda Baker. Now, if you can keep those 4 or 5 guys together, that will help. The loss of Chandler Jones is massive, but keeping Thompson and Baker around hopefully will help out that Cardinals team. The Browns added some much-needed depth as they signed offensive lineman Joe Haig, formerly of the Steelers. Played a little bit of center, played some guard, so he does have some experience. And that's what the Browns need. You need a guy who can play a little both in case something happens and he can take over. And you won't miss a beat. The Browns also signed another ex-Steeler as they signed Jesse James. Jesse James is a decent enough tight end that you could be really good with. He played with the Browns. He played with the Bears last year. Played with Detroit the year prior. So you have a guy who's been around the block. He'll do what is needed to be done. That's what you need. You need some of those players that can just do what they need to do. And maybe that will help out the Browns with some of their tight ends. And keep these guys to understand. Just get what you need. Don't focus on the big play. Just get what you need, move the chains, and let's go. And maybe James can help with that. Ryan Kerrigan, who retired with the Washington Commanders in mid to late July, joins the Commanders' coaching staff as defensive assistant. Assistant defensive line coach is his actual title. He's going to be a key piece of that, especially with no Chase Young to begin the year. Having Kerrigan be able to push some of these guys will be really impressive and very much needed. Let's see what Kerrigan can do with this defensive line of the Washington Commanders. The Cowboys got some much needed depth in terms of bulk and in terms of veteran status as they signed Jason Peters to be their swing tackle. He's assigned to the practice squad officially today. He's 40 years old, so I'm not anticipating like, oh my gosh, this guy's going to be a tackle of the future. No. But he's going to help these younger guys, especially with Tyron Smith being out. He's going to help these young guys understand that they can do a whole lot better as long as Peter can continue to showcase what he had. And he did show he still had it as he played in Chicago last year and did fairly well, I think. As long as he does not look what he looked like in Philadelphia his final couple years where they were trying to have him play some guard, play right tackle. That's not really what he is. He's a pure left tackle. As long as the Cowboys have him do that, I think he'll be fine. Now, I saw this, and I put this on here. This wasn't going to be part of the show. But I saw 2 questions. Well, actually, 1 question that led to 2 for me. The offense of the New England Patriots, according to reports, doesn't look very good. In fact, 1 question that was posed, and I put it on here, was, is Bill Belichick's coaching style outdated? To which I say no, because he's shown that he's been evolutionary from what he's able to do. And we know this is the Patriots, so you don't really worry about this. What I'm more concerned about, if I'm the Patriots, is the offense. It's not Belichick at all. It's the offense, primarily the play calling. Because you're having Matt Patricia call plays, and then you're having Joe Judge call plays. There's no definite person calling plays. It's not one or two people. It's one. It should only be one person. Now, Judge never called plays before. Never. And when he was trying to call plays in New York, it didn't look good. It looked pretty bad. We all saw that 3rd and 9, like, kind of giving up formation sneak near the end zone. They did it twice. I don't understand that. And then Patricia, who was a disaster with the Lions, is now calling offensive plays, which he's never done before. He called defensive plays, never offensive. So it's interesting, and I don't understand what the Patriots are doing. Now, they haven't named a coordinator, which we've mentioned on this show. But I think if you're Mac Jones, you're like, just give me one guy to call a play so I don't have to figure out who's calling what and what I should be doing. Give me one guy and let's go. And I think that's what the Patriots should do, but as of right now, they are not.